So today's class is going to be primarily focused on some kicks that, we don't necessarily do quite as often. So yeah, let's get started with some stretching just to warm up. I'm going to start by reaching up. And lean over, forward fold. And up, we're going to do some torso twists. I don't know about you guys, but I have started cracking progressively more and more as the term goes on. Let's do some side bends. And calf raises, so up on your toes and back on your heels, adjusting your weight however you need to make sure that you don't fall over. And now quickly, just some hip openers. Let's bring your legs up into the outside. And from the outside to the inside. Great work. So now, as per usual, just a very quick warm-up to kind of start getting ourselves a little bit looser and ready for class, and then we'll get into it. So we're going to start off with 20 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Great work. Now we're going to go ahead and go up to the ground. We're going to do 20 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Great work. Now we're just going to do one more set. So this one, full disclaimer, I am stealing it from Allison. Thank you, Allison Senpai, for this. It's a good ab one. It's going to go in a bent arm plank position, and then trying to keep straight. You're going to dip your hips to one side, and dip your hips to the other, push back, and then reset back into plank, trying to keep as straight as possible. And that's one. We're going to do 10 of them. So 1, side, side, back, forward, 2, side, side, back, forward, 3, side, side, back, forward, 4, side, side, back, forward, 5, side, side, back, forward, 6, side, back, forward, 7, side, side, back, forward, 8, side, side, back, forward, 9, side, side, back, forward, remember to breathe, and 10, side, side, back, and down. Awesome job. Now we're going to stretch off. So we're going to reach up and forward fold. I'll try and do a lot of leg stretches given that we will be doing pretty much only kicks. So lots of legs. Hands on the ground. Walk your feet out to about 70%, which I know for some of you, Joy, Kiona, Jess, etc., is like a full split. But, whatever is getting a good stretch, that's what matters. All right, walk your hands over to one side. And walk to the other. And back to the middle. We're going to go down into our frog stretch. So knees pretty much as far as they can go with a comfortable stretch. Keeping your feet in line, so your heels should be directly behind your knees with your feet like perpendicular, so they're pointing to either side. And then you kind of sink back into it to get a good stretch. All right, the sit-up. We're going to go into a hamstring stretch. I often like sitting on my back foot. I find it gives me a bit of a better stretch, but you know, whichever works for you. Just reaching for the foot of the other side. Make sure you're leaning with, you know, your whole body, not just curving your back. Let's switch sides. Alright, we're going to do our quad stretch. I'm going to stand for this to try and, you know, be a good presenter. So just pulling one knee behind and kind of pulling it in, trying to keep a straight line, really stretch out that quad. Switch sides. Alright, we're going to go on the ground. We're going to take one leg, we're going to put it across the other side. I find that this is kind of both a good stretch for the lower back as well as kind of for the glutes and IT band, depending on, you know, how close to your torso versus how far you keep your knee. You can play around with that a little bit. See which one's stretching what you want to. Switch sides. And up. Alright, just to finish off, we're going to stretch our arms a little bit. So pull one arm across. And just because, you know, have to say it, make sure that your hand's either on the outside or the inside of your elbow, not directly on, you know. How else will I get my sponsorship money if I'm not dropping all the good phrases I'm supposed to say? Put one arm behind. You know, just because this is an online class doesn't mean you can't get my bad jokes. Switch sides. Now one last one. Pull your hands behind. If just having them clasped here is a good stretch and keep them there. If you'd like, you can pull them up or even put your palms together and then go from there. Alright, great job. How about you grab a quick drink and then we'll be back for class. We're going to start with our hook kick, or our ura mawashi geri, which literally translates to like reverse roundhouse kick. So in our hook kick, or our reverse roundhouse kick, you're still setting with that heel pointed where you're kicking, but you start with your foot up here, then you pull your foot back, and then reset. So with this kick, you either want to hit with, you know, your heel kind of driving forward, or with the ball of your foot, depending on what you're hitting. There's a set that comes up, and see how you're kind of like driving your hip back and letting your leg swing with it. So we're just going to do 10 of those each side. Each. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Seat. Hatch. Q. Ju. Great work. Another disclaimer, I might be sometimes looking at the camera instead of at where I'm kicking. You should try and look where you're kicking unless you're trying to gauge form, in which case obviously look at your screen. But if I look over this way, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm staying in frame as much as possible. Alright, other side. Each. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Seat. Hutch. Q. Ju. Just one quickly facing this way for a different angle. Alright, so that's the first kick we're going to be looking at. So the next kick that we're going to do is another form of our mawashi geri, but this one's the Gyaku mawashi geri, which is our inside roundhouse kick. So again, normal roundhouse kick, loop mounts. You come up, you kick, you pull back. For the inside roundhouse, it's a weird little kick where you're essentially facing your target. Then you're going to chamber your leg almost like you're doing a front kick. Then you're going to twist it to kick to the inside essentially. So instead of having your foot go from the outside in, it's coming from the inside and you're kicking out. So just like the normal roundhouse kick, you still want to be aiming to kick with, you know, the insole or lower part of your shin. So again, we're going to do 10 each side. I'm going into almost mawashi dashi, a cat stance, in order to do this. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Q. Ju. Awesome job. Other side. So again, just raising that leg almost at a bit of an angle so that you can come from the inside out. Just to tag someone from a bit of an unusual direction. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Q. Ju. Great work. Alright, so the next one we're going to do is going to be our Ushiro geri, or our back kick. So this one is more seen than the inside roundhouse kick. So you're, no surprise, kicking behind you. One of the hardest things to do is aim, because like I said, you always want to look where you're kicking. So to do this, don't look under your shoulder because that kind of makes a really weird angle. You want to look over your shoulder, almost cranking your neck. It may be uncomfortable. I apologize. The body's not really meant for looking over our necks. We're not owls, but just do your best. So traditionally, we normally kind of have a bit of a high block of sorts just to protect our face from anything that might be in front of us while we look behind us. You're going to raise your foot, and then you're going to kick behind and pull back. So, you know, if I'm kicking at you, looking over my shoulders, make sure I can see where I'm kicking. I'm going to do that one more time. Toes pointed down. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, we're going to do 10 each side. So, each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Q. Ju. Great work. So hopefully you're able to see where your foot is every time you kick. If you can't see your foot, try and adjust, you know, the position of your neck, the position of your foot to make sure you can. Just because as a general rule, we never want to be kicking blindly. So now other side. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Q. Ju. Awesome job. So we're just going to go through one more kick, which is, again, not seen all the time, and this one's going to be our crescent kick, or Mikazuki geri. So for our crescent kick, you know, so let's start, you know, in the inside roundhouse kick, it had sort of the outside kicked out. For the crescent kick, it's kind of coming around. So for this one, it's almost more like a smack than anything else, kind of aiming with something like, you know, side or ball of your foot-ish. So I think the two most common applications I've seen are to either try and like kick someone's guard out of the way, or to try and like sweep someone's leg out from under them. Because this is hard to really, you know, get enough power to hurt someone with, but it is very easy to antagonize someone with it. So again, I'm taking almost a mawashi dashi. We're going to do 10 each side. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Seach. Hatch. Q. Ju. Sorry, I forgot, I didn't think to do this earlier, but again, just from the sides, this is coming up, you kind of sweep across and then reset. Sorry, still trying to get used to this, even after, you know, a couple months. Now we're going to do the other side. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. rook, siege, hatch, Q, Ju. Hey. Great job. We're gonna grab a quick drink and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a couple combos. It's quite possibly my favorite kick combo. So that's going to be our mawashi geri to our mawashi geri, or our hook kick to our roundhouse kick. So again, you're gonna reset, and you're gonna do your hook kick, and then if you want, you can do it at a different level to really screw with this imaginary opponent. Roundhouse kick. This one, or it's reverse, the roundhouse to hook, works very well because one sets up for the other since they're kind of like, you know, mirror images of the other. So starting on one side, each hook kick, roundhouse kick, reset. Knee, sun, she, go, rook, siege, hatch, Q, Ju. Hey. Great work. Let's go to the other side. Each, knee, sun, she, go, rook, siege, hatch, Q, Ju. Awesome job. The next one we're going to do is going to combine two of those weird wonky kicks into one combo. You know, just for fun, or just for kicks. Sorry, bad pun. Alright, so this is going to be our Mikazuki geri into our Gyaku mawashi geri, or our crescent kick into our inside roundhouse kick. It's a weird combo. I like it because, you know, kind of like the last combo, it's almost using that motion and kind of coming back since you're almost setting up for it. So we're going to do, again, 10 each side. Each, crescent kick, inside roundhouse kick, reset. Knee, sun, she, go, rook, siege, hatch, Q, Ju. Great job. Other side. Each, knee, sun, she, go, rook, siege, hatch, Q, Ju. Hey. Awesome job. I'm gonna really quickly grab a drink because it's really hot. So this combo has kicks in 3 different directions, because why not? It's not very practical. It doesn't really have any likely self-defense purposes unless you find yourself, you know, with 3 people around you, in which case, you know, that's not a good spot to be in. But I like it because it's kind of a good way to practice, really, I like balance. So we're going to do our mai geri, set, turn your heel, into our mawashi geri, set, you know, kind of turn your heel on the ground again, into, whoops, see, losing my balance, our Ushiro geri, or front kick, side kick, back kick. For a challenge, I'll sometimes just do this one on my own, kind of seeing if I can do it really slow, because trust me, doing kicks slowly is a challenge. We're just gonna do 5 of these each side because that's still a bunch of kicks. So each. So I probably should have named the kicks. Knee, front, side, back, and reset. Sun. See, already losing my balance, which is fine. We're all doing our best. She, front, side, back. One more. go. Front, side, and back. And reset. Great job. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, try and make sure that you have enough space. Adjust however you need to. Eat. Front, side, back. Knee. Front, side, back. Sun. She. And go. Awesome job. Grab one last drink and we'll be back for stretches. So great work, guys. Let's just start by reaching up. And forward fold. Hands on the ground, walk your feet out. So I hope that this was a good class for you. I hope, it helped maybe practice some kicks we don't see as often. I hope I wasn't going too fast. I guess on the plus side, you can rewatch my video as many times as you'd like to. Alright, this time, just sit back, have your legs spread out in either direction, and just lean forward. So just one more time, it's a quick refresher. So we had our mawashi geri, or our hook kick, where, you brought your leg up, kind of pulled it back. You know what, I'll get up and I'll demonstrate this real quick. Sorry. So, mawashi geri, hook kick. Gyaku mawashi geri, or inside roundhouse kick. Leg comes out and the kicks at a weird angle. Mikazuki geri, or crescent kick from the outside, pull it in. And finally, Ushiro geri, or a back kick, kicking behind you. And now back to our regularly scheduled stretching. Pull one leg in, put the other one across. You probably can't see very well. It's like the weird not stretch thingy. I'm stretching the glute if you don't know which one I'm talking about. So just try and find a good stretch for your glute. And switch sides. I'm sorry, I feel like I was a little bit all over the place in a couple of areas. My apologies. I'm still learning. It's hard without having people to, keep me accountable, ask very good questions. So hopefully I'm answering everything. If not, feel free to reach out. Let's do our quad stretch. Stand up again. You can stay on the ground and lie for this, but if I did that, I would be mostly out of frame. I am learning slowly. Switch sides. Grab onto anything for balance if you need. Alright, now let's go into cobra. So lying on your stomach, put your hands about 45 degrees out, and kind of push yourself back. Not too much, keep your hips on the ground, but just push yourself back to get a good stretch in the lower back, and even add a little bit. Now let's push back into child's pose. So you want to try and keep your butt on your heels if possible, and while keeping your butt there, reach your hands out as far as you can go. And reset. Now let's do some more shoulder stretching. I really like this one with the hands clasped behind the back. Now to get kind of the reverse stretch in. Clasp your hand in front of you and kind of, curve your spine a little bit with this. I don't know, to pull your shoulder blades apart almost. Now reaching one arm across. Don't put your arm on your elbow. You guys know the drill. Switch sides. Sorry, sweat dripping in my eyes. One arm behind you. And switch. Alright, well, thanks for coming, guys, and thanks for bearing with me. I hope that this was useful, that, you got to see kind of some cool kicks that we don't do as much. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can't really text me, but, email, Facebook Messenger, Discord, any of the above work. Or, of course, assuming that office hours are still running, because, again, I don't know when you're watching this, that's an option, so you can just pop in for some of those. So, again, I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope that I can see you and train with you soon. Take care, and have a great day. Bye.